Hello, my name is Heather from the channel Bookable. Today I'm going to share with you some amazing heroines that you need to check out in these romantic suspense novels. First of all, who doesn't love a strong heroine in a book? I know I do. They are always my favorite. I love them. Second of all, who doesn't love a strong heroine in a very, very intense situation? You know, a suspense novel. So put those two together and you're gonna have some amazing heroines in these amazing romance suspense novels. We have Lawman to the Core by Dolores Fawson. It's all about lawman Nick, whose home gets broken into, and when he arrives at home, there's a gun pointed on him. Not a good night for him so far. Only the person that's pointing the gun at him is not a stranger to him at all, and neither is the baby that she is holding. 7 months ago, him and Agent Hallie rescued this newborn baby out of a black market ring, and now Hallie is on the run with this baby to keep it safe, to keep it kind of away from things, and obviously the past is catching up with Hallie, so she breaks into Brody's apartment because she's like, she needs help. As their taboo attraction heats up, can Brody and Hallie keep this baby safe and away from the abductor who is hot on their tails? I mean, obviously, Hallie is an amazing heroine. She saved a freaking newborn from a black market ring, and she's like keeping him safe. Like, I don't know what more strong of a heroine you need, but she fulfills all boxes. Like, she is willing to do anything to keep this baby safe. And that is a strong heroine that I can always, always rally behind. This book has so much: a kick-butt mother figure, a protective lawman, and all of the steam. On a lighter note, we have My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. In this book, we follow Taylor, who is an elementary school teacher in desperate need of a vacation. So her and her younger brother go and like rent this Airbnb at Cape Cod, and everything's hunky-dory, and they get there, and Violet opens up the door to the laundry room to discover a dead body. Not what you want to see on a vacation, at least not me. In comes Miles, who is a very brash bounty hunter determined to solve this case, and so he can just solve the case and leave town. But Taylor decides, you know what? I'm done being lighthearted and fun all the time. Like, I want to solve this case too. And so she teams up with Miles begrudgingly to him, and they decide to solve this case together. And what comes with this book is a lot of steamy times, a lot of murder solving, and a lot of stepping out of the comfort zone for Taylor, because she's known for being an elementary school teacher. That's all she kind of knows. She wants to change things about herself and maybe work on a murder case. If that doesn't say a strong heroine, I literally don't know what does. It's A Cry in the Dark by Jessica R. Patch. In this book, we follow FBI agent Violet, who's determined to catch a serial killer in this very small mountain-like Appalachian town. 3 women have been found brutally murdered, like really scarily murdered, and this town is keeping their secrets secret. Like, they are not telling anybody anything. Her only ally in this whole thing is this detective named John, and even John has a motive for figuring out this case. Also, as Violet digs deeper into this case, she learns that her own past might be involved in this case as well. She's dealing with her past. She's dealing with solving these 3 women's murders while also, you know, figuring out about her father and things like that. You can connect the dots. You know, it takes a strong heroine to do all this. I personally couldn't do it. I don't know how Violet's going to do it, but it's going to be amazing. So to say she's a strong heroine would be a very vast, vast understatement. Next up, we have In the Arms of the Law by Deborah Fletcher Mello. Ellioton is a hotshot lawyer proved to determine his brother's innocence. But he comes against investigator Angela, who decides that there is way more to the story that anybody is letting on. But Ellioton needs evidence, so begrudgingly they both team up together and try to solve this case. Him figuring out more about his brother and proving his innocence, Angela just trying to discover the truth. Angela is really good at her job. She doesn't take no for an answer, and she will stop at nothing to determine the truth. Like, she will go all out, and that makes a strong heroine because she fights for the truth, exactly what anybody should be doing, and so she's amazing. This is the 5th book in the Serve and Seduce series, and this series does just that. You learn more about a case, you discover it, and we also got a lot of seduction on our hands. Like, put those two together, it sounds like an amazing read. Plus, throw Angela on top with being a very strong heroine. Like, yes, checks all the boxes. Book to Kill is about Olivia, who is a widowed artist that is deciding to kind of sublet her apartment. And then when she sublets it out, 2 of her guests are murdered. So that's, you know, it's not a good sign. And so this guy named Detective Jax comes on the scenes, and he thinks that Olivia might actually be the real target. So he decides to try to protect her. But obviously trying to protect her is tough because he's growing more and more attracted to her. Olivia obviously has had a very hard life. She has lost her husband. She she's having to move out of her loft that she loves because of financial strain, and now she might be the target of a murder. If this doesn't take a strong heroine, like, I don't know what does. The girl has been through literal everything. Like, she is amazing. Like, I don't know how she could do it. I really don't, but goodness me, I love her. Next up, we have The Vanishing Hour by Laura Griffin. In this book, we have a lawyer named Ava who has had enough of the big city life and decides to move to her small town where her dad lives. It's kind of a very mountainy kind of town, and she decides, I'm ready to kind of lay low for a little bit. Her and her dog are going on a walk in this park, and they see a campsite unattended, and she starts thinking something really strange is afoot. Enter in Grant, who is on a team of seasoned outdoorsmen and retired cops determined to figure out what exactly happened to this campsite. Are there people missing? Is there a murder involved? Like, what is going on? And Ava, reluctantly, to his demise, is included herself on this team. And so they team up and they learn that more women start to go missing. So dots start connecting. This is a fun romance suspense novel where it's in the Texas heat, where the chemistry is even hotter than the weather. And if you know about Texas weather, is hot. And the last book today is Dark Water Disappearance by K.D. Richards. He arrives at her home with no homecoming at all, only a dead body washed ashore. That sounds really great. It doesn't. And also, with this dead body kind of on her lakeshore home, Terrence unexpectedly arrives, who is a blast from her past. So Terrence is a police detective, and he is determined that his sister's disappearance, the threats that Nikki is receiving, are somehow connected together also with this like dead body on the lakefront property. Nikki would rather avoid the man who kind of tore her family apart, but she realizes that she has to work together and he has to help protect her, and so they have to team up, unfortunately. Protection, murder, sizzling hot chemistry with a lot of steam. What more can you look for? This girl Nikki has had a lot happen. She's been away from home. She's finally happy to be home. And then she arrives to a dead body and maybe threats. Like, it does not sound good for her, but she is strong and she is brass and she is amazing. So there you have it, some amazing heroines and romantic suspense novels. These are all about amazing, strong women that are strong in the face of a very, very intense and scary situations. Obviously, with all of these books, all of them sound like they're in really scary situations, and all of them rise to the occasion. If you have any favorite heroines in suspense novels, please leave them in the comments below. We would love to know some of your personal favorites. Again, my name is Heather from the channel Bookables, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Happy reading. Bye.